Good evening, everyone. It's Tom Sidney Bushnell, aka Numbers, here from Psych Club. How you doing this evening? I just wanted to announce a few things, give a few reminders and some commentary on some things that have been happening. Let's push this a little further back. How's that for everyone? Is that good? Yeah, that's good. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't already done so, click the links below, which I'll put up as soon as the stream is finished, for my new channel, the Tom Numbers Show, Top of Your Game. It's going great guns. We only launched like 4 days ago. We're up to over 3,000 subscribers. You're my lifeblood. You're my followers, my fans, my family on here on Psych Club. So if you haven't already done so, do go over, click the link, subscribe, and watch one of the episodes. We've got Michael Gambon, Dumbledore. I'll be talking about him again in a second. Hey, how you doing? We've got Matt Letizia, be talking about him as well. Gus Poyet, Chelsea soccer legend, and Sven Goran Eriksson. Watch the episodes; they're all fantastic. And I want to give you an update. Done an episode with Juan Savin, which I'll be releasing in the next 48 hours, give or take a few hours. So probably Tuesday that will be going up. But this is a really special episode. Juan reveals a lot of great things. And also I have a really fantastic guest. Well, Rachel's on it with me. She's a fantastic guest as always. But I have a real world-class guest that I brought onto the show to meet Juan and to discuss. And this person asked some really probing and interesting and revealing questions that Juan was able to elaborate upon. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. That will be going up soon, within the next couple of days, Tuesday sometime. I'll probably put it up as a premiere in the next, probably tomorrow sometime, but it will get released on Tuesday. So keep your eyes open for that, and it's well worth the watch because there's some things on there that I've never heard Juan say. I've heard things around it, but I've never heard it actually from Juan before. So yesterday was President Trump's rally in Michigan, in Washington town. Let me get the name of this place right. I've done the numbers on it here. Yeah, Township. So there was also a lady there, Christina Caroma, who Rachel and I met at the event, the Patriot event in October in Las Vegas, and she's running for Secretary of State for Michigan, and President Trump endorsed her. She was on the stand with him for a few minutes, and President Trump joked at the end that he wanted her to be able to speak longer. So Christina, if you're listening, I'd love to have you on the show. I have sent you a message, and hopefully we can do that very soon. But good job. Great to see you up on the podium with the great man himself. So I noticed some comms. I noticed some numbers. So Michigan, Michigan, where the event was held last night, the rally, Michigan comes to 64, comes to movie, comes to Tenet, the Christopher Nolan film, comes to Israel, comes to Jubilee. Washington comes to 130. 130 comes to the Kennedys. So Michigan, Washington, and then it's Township. Township comes to 124, which comes to gigawatts, comes to, as in the power or the level of power that you need to time travel in Back to the Future. Remember, 88 miles per hour, 88 is Trump. Thanks for any of your super chats today, super stickers. Thanks very much for them. But if you do Washington Township, that comes to 254, which comes to the 1,000 years of peace. And 254, the day 254 of the year, can anyone remember what it is? I've mentioned it a few times. But day 254 of the year is September 11th. If you do the numbers on September 11th, September is 103, 11th is 91. That comes to 194. So 194 is New Yorker Hotel. It's also 1955, which is the year that Marty and Doc Brown go back to the future back to 1955. The full phrase is when Doc Brown says, and remember, Emmett Brown is 148, simple gematria, Donald J. Trump, time traveller. Simple gematria is what I'm doing here for those new people. A is 1, first letter, B is 2, second letter, C is 3, third letter, Z or Z is the 26th letter. You add up the numerical value of words, names, places, sentences, anything you want, you can get a numerical value for it. So when Doc Brown says November 5th, which is 143, which is ground zero, which is Melania Trump, which is Paul Bushnell, my cousin that passed. He's integral with Ivanka Trump, and my visit to New York in 2015 when the numbers started to percolate into my consciousness. And literally just 5 days after that, President Trump came down the escalators with Melania on the 16th of June 2015. But New Yorker Hotel is 194, which is where Nikola Tesla lived, and that's on 8th Avenue. 8th Avenue is 125, time travel, John Kennedy, dark to light. Anyway, so that being said, Michigan Washington Township is 254, 1,000 years of peace. Day 254 is September 11th. September is 103. 103 is Princess. It's also Jack Kennedy. And it's also Michael Gambon, who is my first guest on the Tom Number Show. So again, click the link below and watch that first episode, because it's magic, it's brilliant. He's Dumbledore from the Harry Potter movies, and he's a lovely gentleman, and as you see him as he is, he's a good one. And I'm very blessed to know Michael and to share the TV wave with him and to share it with all you guys and girls. Interesting enough, if you do, so the name of my show, the Tom Numbers Show, that comes to 238. 238 comes to 1997. Arnold Schwarzenegger mentions 1997. He says August 29th, 1997 is when Skynet goes live and active. Skynet is 94. White Hat is 94. John is 94. Interesting enough, November is 94. And it's November 5th, 1955 when time travel happens. So there's a connection between August 29th and there's a connection between November 5th. So have a look at that, folks. But my show, Top of Your Game, which is it's the Tom Number Show, Top of Your Game. Top of Your Game is 177. Comes to Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze is in the film Dirty Dancing, and he talks about following the twos. So 222. 222 is 1,000 years of peace. Sorry, 1,000 years of peace, I should say. 254 is the 1,000 years of peace, which is the peaceful period going into the millennial period, the age of Aquarius, the golden age, whatever you want to call it. It's the best is yet to come that we're all going into as a world, as a nation, as a galactic race, I guess, or races. You know, there's lots of us. Talking of races, you hear the whole thing. I've said this before, but I'll mention it again. So you think of the phrase when you want to go to America or other places, and they say, "Oh, if you're an illegal alien," meaning you're not part of that country. It's like this interesting word to use, alien. It's like, and then it got me thinking, alien. So are we all just from different planets and we all came here? Maybe. But then think, what are animals? What are creatures? What are insects? Technically, they could be aliens because, you know, they're different from us. Did they come from out of space? Did we come from out of space? There's lots of good questions, lots of things to think about, everyone. Okay, so if you do, so Michigan, Washington Township, 254, September 11th. Makes me think of September 11th because it's day 254. Where did I get to with that? Yeah, bear with me a second, everyone. How did I get to that? Oh, I know what it was, yeah. Okay. So, someone put something in the comments just a couple of days ago, actually, and they asked a question about 333, and I have mentioned this, I think, briefly, but I did some numbers on it. I put it in the comments. So she asked me about what the significance of 333 is. I think it can be obviously many different things, but one of the things I noticed with it is if you do the phrase Donald Trump is king of the world, it comes to 333. And if you were to go and visit Mar-a-Lago, which is where President Trump lives in Palm Beach, when you're on the mainland, and before you go over the strip of water via the bridge looks very much like the bridge in Inception, actually, where I don't know what the type of bridge is called, but it flips up. It's a drawbridge. I think it's a drawbridge, yeah. And vessels ships can go through, boats can go through. Actually, I guess the Tenet one is a razor. Anyway, it reminds me of it. The mechanics of the way it looks like the Inception bridge. That being said, about 2 or 3 blocks prior to you getting to this bridge, before you go across the water and over to Mar-a-Lago, which you can see from the other side of the water before you cross the bridge, there's a huge building on the left-hand side of the road, and it's a dentist building, and it's number 333, and it's a huge, massive 333. So I noticed that a number of times when I was there in November and did numbers on it, and I was like, 33, Donald Trump is king of the world. But if you do a few other bits on that, so she also asked me at the same time, she said, what's 222? So she said, what's 333 and what's 222? So I said, Donald Trump is king of the world is 333, and then 222 is Winter White House, which is Mar-a-Lago. 222 is also 1,000 years of peace. It's a number of other things as well, but those are the ones key for that particular question and area, and connecting that too. Dentist is interesting because dentist is 91, which is POTUS, which is Space Force, which is future, which is liberty. The word building is 78, which is Kennedy. So dentist building comes to 169, which comes to Trump Tower, it comes to the Great Awakening, and it comes to Thomas Bushnell. So it's like, from my perspective, there's all those wonderful codes, but they're all big global ones, but there's also many personal ones, and that's what if you're into gematria, you can find your own Easter eggs, your own personal numbers that mean something to you personally, but also globally as well. So as I'm driving along, I see 333, Donald Trump is king of the world, and it's a dentist building. Dentist building is 169, which is Trump Tower, which is POTUS Kennedy, or Space Force Kennedy, or Kennedy Space Force, or Kennedy Future, or Kennedy Liberty, where we go on, we go, the Liberty Bell. And it's also 169, and it's Thomas Bushnell, and it's, I found that, I was blessed to find that. So that's the beauty of the numbers. If you take it further, and if you do dentists building, so dentists, if you add the S, and then building, that comes to 188. So that comes to Jesus of Nazareth, comes to Close Encounters, and it comes to President Kennedy. And obviously if you do Winter White House 222 plus Donald Trump is king of the world 333, that comes to 555, and that's a beautiful overlay of 55 is a loud clear signal. 55 is JFK JR, 55 is Melania, 55 is heaven, 55 is sky. It's all those things. But there's some of the things that popped up and came up to, have come into my mind in the last day, I guess. But particularly with those things I saw at the rally. And yeah, the stuff that I've been able to discuss with Juan, with Rachel, and with also our very special guest who you'll see very soon. So anyway, again, a reminder, if you haven't had the chance to do so, do check out the links for the Tom Numbers Show below. There's going to be a lot more great episodes with great guests coming up. Also as well, I thank you for your suggestions so far, but if you've got other suggestions on guests that you would like to see and have me interview, they can be from any walk of life. It helps if I have a kind of natural interest and gravitation towards them, because I'll know a lot more about them. But basically, if someone is of high caliber, and is at the top of their game and has a really interesting track record and story and information to impart, then that makes for a fascinating interview. And quite often the people will be well known, will be famous, but they don't necessarily need to be, or they might be famous in a certain niche. Even people online or on YouTube or other areas that maybe have a large following, but we're not necessarily known kind of globally everywhere. But if they've got something of real high caliber that they can demonstrate and discuss and share, that always makes for a fascinating interview. So do put them in suggestions in your comments, because as you know, I do watch. I read the comments, and it helps if you put the comments on the Tom Numbers show. So you'll see that it's similar graphics. It's the picture of my face, black and white, and then color. So dark to light. Dark to light is time travel 125. John Kennedy 125. But it's purple, so it's black and purple as opposed to pink and purple. Black is 29, Diana. Purple is 88, it's Trump. Pink is Donald, and black is Diana. So it's 29, Diana. So there's some of the things I wanted to mention today, but do check it out. And it really helps if I mentioned this before, but if you watch one or two of the episodes, it will really push the new channel into the algorithm, and it will spread things further out into a wider audience, wider consciousness that we can help teach the numbers to, because the numbers are, they are part of the fabric of reality, and what my role in many ways is to help people understand that. I believe there'll be other things that will come to me that I need to help share, and that, you'll see that when I do the sessions with Janine and Rachel, and I get intuitive things that come in, and I'll ask the question and she'll confirm it, and that's how things work. That's how the numbers work for me. I'll get a thought or something comes to my attention, I just work out the numbers on it, and it's I need to connect the dots. I remember previous numbers, and I can draw and create a grid work, a framework, a picture. So I never go looking for numbers, they come to me, and it's a blessing, and I'm very grateful for it again. So if we're able to share the numbers, the gematria with people on a wider scale, even in the framework of a nice interesting conversation, like a kind of chat show style environment, which is what the Tom Numbers show is, then people will start to see that and get more into the numbers. And the thing is, as we teach this to a wider audience, they're going to start to permeate. The truth is going to permeate into them. They're going to be more interested in it. And that once we reach a critical mass, going from dark to light, once we flip those Othello checkers over, those counters over, then there'll be a whitewash. There'll be that the board will be complete, and going from dark to light, it's a Q post. That's what it is. White is 65, which is Florida. It's where Mar-a-Lago is. Black is 29. Black is still great. It's Diana. So it's everyone's intention on everything. People get hung up on phrases. They get one-dimensional stuff. They think, oh, it's this and it's that. No, the truth of the matter is we live in a multi-dimensional, fractal consciousness universe, or many universes. And so going from dark to light, turning the Othello counters over, we've been in darkness for a long time, and we need to turn to the light, and the numbers is one way that helps do that. And so there's some of my thoughts, everybody. God bless. I wanted to say all those things to you, and don't get freaked out. Like I said, 29 is black, it's Diana. Dark is 34, which is DJT, which is Grace, which is Neo, the one. There's a phrase, I can't remember where it was from. Someone might be able to help me out on this, but they were talking about, I guess, the kind of elements of the universe, and they talked about this shimmering darkness or this shimmering blackness, and it was like, it evoked certain thoughts in my mind. I was like, wow, okay. Darkness is 91, Space Force, POTUS, Future, Liberty. So there's all, everything is. Simon Jordan, who I think I'll do something with soon, he's an English broadcaster, but he's very open and he's fluid with his words, and he can distinguish and nuance between different things simultaneously, which is a great sign of intelligence and an intention, conscious intelligence, not just remembering facts and figures, but an actual intelligence. And he always uses the phrase that people are binary. It's like it's either one or the other. Binary is going out the window. You know, we're going into a quantum world, not just ones and zeros. We're going into quantum where you can have at least two possibilities at the same time, and I would suggest probably infinite possibilities as we go further. I'm not a quantum physicist, well, not that I'm aware of in this physical state right now, but who knows in the past. So don't get hung up on it's either this or it's that. As you go higher up the levels, it becomes, all things become possible. All things become possible. And if your intention is good and it's pure, then you're going to be fine. And so don't get wound up about the minutiae of, oh, it's this or that, it has to be this or that. That's what keeps us in the 3D, because 3D is either or. It's ones and zeros. Whereas the reality of, the nature of reality is more than that. It's quantum. Quantum is 107, it's trumps. 107 is currency, it's military, it's 20, it's Aquarius, it's Superman. These things are beyond just ones and zeros between black or white and black, or dark and light and dark. But we've been in this one side of it. I mean, we could have had a beautiful Earth for a long time if we'd have chosen the light in this 3D realm, because you know life is beautiful here as well. But enough is enough, and things have come to a point where we have to change, and it's going to change whether we want to or not. It's been set in, I think it was set in stone, or set in code, however you want to look at it, a long time ago, when we all agreed to this game that we're in. Game is 26, card is 26, God is 26, dog is 26, the dog star, the God star, you know, man's best friend, dog, God. Not that cats aren't great either. So anyway, these are some of my thoughts. God bless everyone. Do like, share and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And if you would hit the notification bell on Psych Club, check that you're notified, well, that you get notifications, because sometimes things happen. And also go to the Tom Number Show. The links will be there as soon as I finish this broadcast. So as you're watching it, unless you're watching it live, the links will be straight there for you. And do watch 1 or 2, if not 3 or 4 of the episodes that we've got. Michael Gambon, 177. Michael Gambon, Gematria, 177. Top of your game, 177. Patrick Swayze, 177. Dirty Dancing, Follow the Twos, 222. 222, 1,000 Years of Peace. 254, The 1,000 Years of Peace. Day 254 is September 11th. All things have to be restored. And yesterday, President Trump spoke at Michigan, Washington Township, which is, 254. All right, everyone. God bless. Lots of love. Speak to you very soon. Thank you. Good night, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.